to biology, the science study of life. Insect diversity. Let's start with example such as Platuda as shown here in this figure, German cockroach, approximate number of species 4,000. Main characteristics: cockroaches have a dorsal ventrally flattened body with legs modified for rapid running. Forewings, when present, are leathery, whereas hind wings are fan-like. Fewer than 40 cockroach species live in houses. The rest exploit habitats ranging from tropical forest floors to caves and deserts. The second one is Chilopetra. Approximate number of species 350,000. Main characteristic: beetles comprise the most species rich order of insects. They have two pairs of wings, one of which is thick and leathery, the other membranous. They have an armored exoskeleton and mouth parts adapted for biting and chewing. Beetles undergo complete metamorphosis, as shown in this figure. This kind is Japanese beetle. The third one is Dermapetra, 1,200. Main characteristic is airwigs are generally nocturnal scavengers, while some species are wingless. Others have two pairs of wings, one of which is thick and leathery. The other membranous. Airwigs have biting mouth parts and large posterior pincers. They undergo incomplete metamorphosis, as shown in this figure. Airwig. Another example is Dipetra, approximate number of species 151,000. Dipetrans have one pair of wings. The second pair has become modified into balancing organs called halters. Their head is large and mobile. Their mouth parts are adapted for sucking, piercing, or lapping. Dipetrans undergo complete metamorphosis. Flies and mosquitoes are among the best known Dipetrans, which live as scavengers, predators, and parasites. Another example is notice horsefly. Another example is Hemipetra, 85,000. Hemipetrans are so-called true bugs, including bed bugs, assassin bugs, and singe bugs. Insects in other orders are sometimes erroneously called bugs. Hemipetrans have two pairs of wings, one pair partly leathery, the other membranous. They have piercing or sucking mouth parts and undergo incomplete metamorphosis. Another example of notice this bug called leaf-footed bug. Another example of insects is Hymenoptera, 125,000, as shown in this figure. Main characteristic is ants, bees, and wasps are generally highly social insects. They have two pairs of membranous wings, a mobile head, and chewing or sucking mouth parts. The females of many species have a posterior stinging organ. Hymenopterans undergo complete metamorphosis, as shown in this figure. Cicada killer wasp. Another example, termite. Isopetra termites are widespread social insects that produce enormous colonies. It has been estimated that 3 are 700 kilogram of termites for every person on Earth. Some termites have two pairs of membranous wings, while others are wingless. They feed on wood with the aid of microbial symbionts carried in specialized chambers in their hand gut. Another example is Lepidoptera 120,000. Main characteristics is butterflies and moths are among the best known insects. They have two pairs of wings covered with tiny scales to feed. They uncoil along proboscis, must feed on nectar, but some species feed on other substances, including animal blood or tears. As show swallowtail butterfly, as shown in this figure. Dragonfly, another example. Odonata, 5,000 approximate number of species. Main characteristic is dragonflies and demisel flies have two pairs of large membranous wings. They have an elongated abdomen, large compound eyes, and chewing mouth pores. They undergo incomplete metamorphosis and are active predators, as shown in this picture. Dragonfly. Another example, called Orthoptera. Approximate number of species 13,000. Grasshoppers, crickets, and their relatives are mostly herbivores. They have large hind legs adapted for jumping, two pairs of wings, one leathery, one membranous, and biting or chewing mouth parts. Males commonly make a courtship sound by rubbing together body parts such as a ridge on their hind leg. Orthopterans undergo incomplete metamorphosis. Another example is stick insects. Called Phasmida 2,600, approximate number of species. Main characteristics: stick insects and leaf insects are exquisite mimics of plants. The eggs of some species even mimic seeds of the plants on which the insects live. Their body is cylindrical or cylindrical or flattened dorsoventrally. They lack four wings but have fan-like hand wings. Their mouth pores are adapted for biting or chewing, as shown in this figure. Another example is um, Phthira petra, 2,000 approximate number of species, 2,400 commonly called sucking lice. These insects spend their entire life as an ectoparasite, feeding on the hair or feathers of a single host. Their legs equipped with claw-like terraci and adapted for clinging to their hosts, as shown in this figure. They lack wings and have reduced eyes. Sucking lice undergo incomplete metamorphosis. Example: human body, as shown, louse. Human body louse. Another example is Siphona petra 2,400. Notice Phyllis are blood-sucking ectoparasite on bears and mammals. Their body is wingless and laterally compressed. Their legs are modified for clinging to their hosts, as shown here. And for long-distance jumping, they undergo a complete metamorphosis. Example is fillet. Another example is silverfish, is this kind called Thysonara 450. Silverfish are small wingless insects with a flattened body and reduced eyes. They live in leaf litter or under bark. They can also infest buildings where they can become pests as shown in this figure. Another example, or the last one, is caddisfly. Caddisfly, the class called Trichopetra 7100. The larvae of caddisflies live in streams where they make houses from sand grains, wood fragments, or other material held together by silk. Adults have two pairs of hairy wings and chewing or lapping mouth pores. They undergo complete metamorphosis.